Hello and welcome to Unit 5, the Distinguished Scholar Problem. We are on Chapter 7, doing bonds. So what they're asking you in Unit 5 is bond valuation. They give you a problem. Most bonds are denominated in $1,000. So you purchase a $1,000 5% coupon. That means it pays 5% interest. That's what is stated on the bond. And this matures in 10 years. So how much would your bond be worth if interest rates fall to 4% the day after you purchase the bond? So how we're going to do this is, of course, you can use the formula. You're basically discounting. So let's put down in the Excel. Most of you should have access to Excel. So put down your par value of $1,000. Okay. Coupon rate is, this is the stated rate of interest on the bond is 5%. Let's put in the current rate as 4%. Interest payment is 5% of 1,000 is $50 a year. This is what you're going to collect, and the term of the bond is 10 years. So you are going to discount the present. You're going to find the value of the interest. What is $50 worth that you receive? It's an annuity, so which we did in Chapter 2. So what is $50 worth in terms of today's terms, discounted at the rate of 4%? So you're receiving $50 in year 1, year 2, so on. So $50, you're going to divide it by 1 plus I to the power of n. I is your interest rate. So $50 divided by 1 plus 0.04 or 1.04 raised to the power of 1. You keep dividing it for every year, and you do that every year till you find the present value of the interest. Excel makes it easy, so we use the present value function in Excel. You'll put in your rate, your net periods, payment, future value, and type. So rate is the interest rate per period that you're discounting at. You're using the current rate, okay? You're going to discount it at the current rate. That's what you're going to use the rate for. And it could be per period, it could be per month, or it could be per year. In this case, it is 1 year, so we'll use the current rate of 4%, okay? Net periods is the total number of periods in an annuity. How many years are you going to collect the $50? For 10 years. So 10 is the amount that you're going to enter in the periods. So if it's a 3-year loan, and if you make monthly payments, it would be 12 times 336. But since this is 10 years, once a year, you receive $50, so the periods are going to be 10. And then you enter the payment. So the payment that you make is the payment which cannot change. You're going to receive is $50. Okay, and the future value is 0 and the type is 0. So let's click on this, go to the more functions, click on, let me bring it here so you can see it, click on present value and say OK. So now for the present value, it's gonna, on the rate, you just highlight your rate. Okay, net periods is, term of the bond is 10, payment is negative, so enter it as a negative, and then you put this amount, and the future value will do 0, and then the type is also 0. So this is how we're going to calculate the present value of the interest only. Okay, so I've not done that for you. And again, we're going to discount the bond price also. We're going to determine what is the present value of the bond. So $1 received is today is worth far more than $1 received 10 years from now. Same thing with $1,000 received today is worth more than $1,000 10 years from now because of the interest factor. So basically what you're saying is, how much money do I need to put today to get $1,000 in the future? Or if I receive $1,000 in the future, if I discount it, what is it worth today? So you're calculating the present value of that. So again, you go to the more functions. So you're discounting the $1,000 based on the discount rate. So the rate again is going to be 4. Net periods is 10. Payment you're going to enter 0. Future value you're going to receive 1,000, and the type is 0. And the payment also will be 0. And you're going to enter this as a negative, so that you get the correct amount. Okay, so let me delete that. Okay, so that was not correct. So you're going to discount with the principal of $1,000 divided by 1 plus 0.04 or 1.04 raised to the power of 10. So that is going to give you and that is the bond price that you'll be willing to pay. Sum these two by highlighting the auto sum function. So it will auto sum. This is wrong, so let me delete that. Okay, So you want to use the sum function to add those two, and that is the bond price you'll be willing to pay. And if you examine this closely, what is the coupon rate? The coupon rate is 5%. What is the current rate? 4%. So what do you think will happen to the bond price? Will it fall or will it go up? That is something to think about. So what will happen in the market if you have a bond that pays 5%, and if the current market rate you're only earning 4%, what would you do? You'd rush out to buy the bond that pays 5% because there's a differential of 1%, right? So what will that do to the bond price? It'll push it up, correct? Because the demand, so eventually it will equal to the market rate, push up to the price where the equivalent rate it earns is 4%. So that is one way to calculate the present value of the bond. What is the bond price that you will pay today, because based on the present value, that's what you're willing to pay. You can do it another way using the net present value function. You can simply put, I'm receiving $50 for 9 years. At the 10th year, I'm receiving my 1,000 plus the 50. So this is all the amounts of payments you have. So use the net present value function in Excel. You click on more function, click on NPV, and OK. So when the NPV function comes up, what you're going to do here is, I hope you can see this. Okay, so the rate is still 4, and the value, all you're going to do is you're going to highlight all these cells, and then you press OK. Okay, so that's how you're going to do that. Okay, so there's another way of doing it. You can double check your answer if you get it this way and that way, so you can use the function that way also. Okay, so you can use the NPV function here, net present value function also. Okay, so that's one way of doing that. So the second part of the problem is what would be the bond worth if the interest fell to 4% after 1 year. Okay, so your par value is still the same 1,000, coupon rate is still 5%, current rate is 4%, interest payment is $50. Now the bond term is 9 years because 9 years are left. So after 1 year, the interest rates have fallen. So you have to determine the present value of the payments. The only thing that has changed is the number of years. So you're going to discount it at that. And the same thing with the principal, you're going to discount it that way. Or you can use the net present value. You're going to receive $50 for 8 years, and then the 9th year you're going to receive the 1,000 plus the 50 and use the NPV function. So I'm going to stop this right here and hope this recording is clear. And if you have any questions, please let me know.